What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, of course, everybody on the Clippers is going to have to contribute and play their part and really do their part to a high level and have to stay healthy in order for the championship run to actually play itself out into the Clippers' favor. But I will say there's two players that I believe that really needs to play well next season going into the playoffs and could really be two key contributors, two key X factors, I should say, in regards to their championship run. Now, of course, the two main players, of course, Kawhi, PG, and then, of course, most people would probably say John Wall as well. But the two players that I'm looking at that I think they're really going to have to play at a high level and contribute at a high level for the Clippers is none other than Canard and Terrence Mann. They've been a part of this process the last few years, and they have contributed very well so far. But, you know, they've played better each season that they've been with the Clippers, and it's only going to have to go up more because the better you play, the more the expectation is going to have to be, especially if you're trying to win a championship because, you know, it's levels to it. Everything goes up. Everything inflates. It's called inflation. You know what I'm saying? The prices go up at playoff time of the seats. So does the gameplay of the players has to go up as well. So, I mean, with that being said, you know, I expect, you know, Canard and Terrence Mann to really, you know, be a key focal part in their success. And the Clippers know that too. And definitely Ty Lue knows that as well. Because those two players right there, one is going to give you more on defense and be more of an irritant on defense at times. That's going to be Terrence Mann with a little bit of offense. And the other one in Canard is going to give you more offense than defense. Especially stating the fact that he was amongst the top three-point shooters percentage-wise all last season, and he represented the Clippers in the All-Star weekend because he was the only Clipper that happened to make it to the All-Star weekend as of last year. Of course, you can add Kawhi because he was there as a top 75 player, but he didn't have any contributions in regards to playing. So I expect more from these two players because, like I said, they've been in the system a while and they definitely understand their role. And from what I've seen from these last couple seasons, just to date back 2 seasons, both of them have elevated their game and both of them have took on the responsibility of shouldering the load of being a player that can be relied on. So, you know, with that being said, even though Norman Powell, Robert Covington, John Wall, they got some, you know, new acquisitions, some new toys over the last several months, the Clippers have, even though those guys are there, they still need Terrence Mann and Canard to play at a very high level because they're one of those core type players that's been there, that's been a part of the culture, that's grown in the culture, and that's still growing now. And I feel like those two there specifically are going to have a little bit more responsibility this upcoming season in regards to their gameplay or how they contribute to this team than what they did the previous seasons. Especially, you know, Terrence Mann, because, you know, that breakout game that he had against Utah in the playoffs when Kawhi went down against them, and, you know, that breakout game he had, you know, secured the victory, you know, for the Clippers. Because without that game that he had, scoring a lot of that 39 points, I believe, I don't know if the Clippers get out that series, and they definitely don't win that game if he doesn't, because they were down like about 25 points. And he just erupts all of a sudden and helped the Clippers win when Paul George didn't play to his best ability that game. So, you know, contributions from players like that is going to be huge. Now, of course, Reggie Jackson is another one you could throw in there. But, you know, as far as Reggie, he's been in big moments before. You know, he showed it. Actually that season there, or that playoff there, you know, Reggie Jackson played good that whole playoffs just about, you know, himself. He was the third best scorer on the team. So, I mean, he's definitely proven what he can do. And we all know Reggie Jackson is legit. He can score the ball. He's got a decent handle, and he's a decent, all-around player. So the expectation of him is definitely high as well. But Luke Canard and Terrence Mann, that's a part of their youth that's going to need to step up, I think, even more. Just maybe not a lot more, but of course, just they have to elevate themselves each year to basically help this team become the championship team that they believe that they can be, and what a lot of people believe that they can be. So, as far as Terrence Mann, maybe give or take, depending on. It's hard to say how many points both of them should average, because minutes-wise, that's going to alter. That can change because, you got other pieces now. You got John Wall. They're going to have to put more. They're going to have to implement more Robert Covington and Norman Powell in there. And, like I said, so the minutes and everything might change for Luke Canard and Terrence Mann. So I can't really give you an estimate, I guess, maybe around about the points they should be averaging. It all is going to vary and depend on the minutes that they're getting. So whatever minutes that they get, they're going to have to be productive, of course, as they have been. Both of them were productive very well this past season, and I think the Clippers were definitely satisfied with what they got out of those players. And if you can get a little bit more in regards to those players, whether on either side of the floor, offense or defense, it's a win-win for the Clippers because they got so much talent all around the court. If those players pick their game up a little bit more, which I do believe they will, simply because Ty Lue is going to put them in the best position to play at an even higher level than what they did. I think the Clippers' chances of winning is even higher than what most people think right now. Because let's be honest, most people are just looking at Kawhi, PG, John Wall, Norman Powell and Robert Covington. That's pretty much the area where people look at with the Clippers of expertise, where they have so much versatility. And on top of that, they got so much defense and a lot of scoring there. So with that being said, there always has to be X factor type players that contribute, that'll help a team, propel to a championship. And to me, the two players that really need to step up, that I feel that will step up, is Luke Canard and Terrence Mann. Simply because they were brought up in this culture, they understand it, and they're getting better. They're evolving every day, and they're getting to the point where, they look even more comfortable than what they did prior. Like, I guarantee you, going into next season, Luke Canard and Terrence Mann will look even more comfortable than what they did last year, even though they had a lot of practice and a lot of, experience, even more experience, because due to Kawhi and, PG, being out a lot of games. So with that being said, I'm ready to see, how they're going to be utilized with all the talent that the Clippers have now, because they got so much talent everywhere. I'm ready to see how Ty Lue is going to utilize those players, because to me, those players there are going to make up a lot. They're going to make up a lot for the intangibles. As you know, I always talk about intangibles is big for me. So they're going to make up with a lot in regards to the intangibles areas that needs to be, looked into in regards to just doing the little things for the team. Luke Canard is definitely going to, be a top in the 3-point percentage range again this year, no doubt about it. And Terrence Mann, I believe that he's going to pick up a little bit more in his scoring, depending on the minutes that he gets and the production that he gives. And I think his defense is going to get a little bit better too, because like I said, when you're playing with Kawhi and PG and those caliber players, defense is predicated by them, and winning is predicated especially by Kawhi Leonard. So I think his defense is going to pick up a little bit more. I think they're going to be able to take Terrence Mann and put him as a man-to-man option on a lot of players in the NBA. And Terrence Mann is going to have his way with some, and then he's going to be, he's going to hold his own with other opportunities that he has to defend. And I believe his defense and everything will get better. I believe his offense will get better. And I believe those two players, Luke Canard and Terrence Mann, I think both of them will actually find themselves in key situations in the playoffs where they'll be contributing at a pretty high level. And on top of that, they'll be really effective. And I think they'll surprise a lot of teams in what both of those players will be able to do in regards to playing both sides of the floor, one being more offensively minded and the other one being a little bit more defensively minded, with both of them on the floor at the same time, which there will be opportunities for that. I think Ty Lue won't hesitate to do that, because both of them definitely will give you beneficial minutes when both of them are on the floor. So my thing is, with these two players here, of course there'll be other players that can be X factors in going into next season and going into their playoff run after the season's over next year. But I definitely think these two will contribute the most in regards to the X factor area. You can throw Norman Powell in there too, Robert Covington. You definitely can't leave them out. The Clippers got so much talent. I mean, you can like pick and choose who you think will be the X factor. But I definitely think these two will make some noise regular season and in the playoffs because, like I said, them coming up in the culture the way they had the last couple years and have elevated their game in some type of way each of the last couple seasons. I just expect it to continue and expect good things from both of them. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.